All right, today we're going to dive into a message from the Quran well, it's aimed directly at you. It comes from a chapter, a surah called inshiqaaq, and it's all about this journey that every single one of us is on, right now, whether we even realize it or not. So let's get into it. And boom, here it is. This is the whole thing, the core message, all packed into one powerful verse that's talking to every single one of us. And that key phrase, laboring relentlessly. Think about that. It frames our entire lives, every single moment, as this constant forward push. It's not random, it's a journey, and it's heading toward one single, unavoidable destination. Yeah, so the whole chapter, which is named The Splitting Asunder, and we'll get to why in a second, is built around this one idea, the absolute rock-solid certainty of this final meeting. And here's the kicker. It's not presented like some belief you can take or leave. Nope. It's framed as a fundamental reality of your existence. You're on this path, whether you like it or not. But to really feel the weight of this super personal journey, the chapter does something amazing. It first zooms way, way out, like cosmic scale. It sets the scene by showing us how the entire universe behaves, before it brings the camera right back to focus on us. And it starts with these just incredible, almost cinematic images of the end of everything. The sky, think about it. Our very symbol of stability and permanence is just split open. It's a complete tearing apart of the reality we just take for granted every single day. And it doesn't stop with the sky. The earth itself, the very ground that has held all of human history, our secrets, the bodies of our ancestors, it's commanded to just throw out everything it has inside. It completely empties itself. Imagine that. It becomes this blank slate, revealing everything it's been concealing for millennia. Now listen closely to this next part, because a key phrase is repeated for both the sky and the earth. It says they listen to their Lord as they must. This isn't a choice. It's not a suggestion. The text describes it as their very nature. There's zero resistance, no hesitation, just absolute immediate obedience. It's what they do. And this is the huge contrast the chapter is building up to. On one side, you've got the entire cosmos. We're talking galaxies, stars, the ground beneath our feet, all in this state of perfect, flawless submission. And then there's us, humanity, the one creation given this wild capacity to choose, to argue, to doubt, and even to just flat out deny. It really puts human rebellion into perspective, doesn't it? It's like this tiny but profound exception in a universe that is just humming along in total obedience. So after setting that massive cosmic stage, this is where the chapter zooms right back in. It brings the focus from the stars right back to you. The argument is simple. Just like the universe is on a set course, so is every single human life. It's an unstoppable, forward-moving journey. And to really drive this point home, the text swears by these beautiful, natural cycles. The fading light of twilight, the way the night gathers in, the moon growing to its fullness. Just as day inevitably turns into night, the argument goes, you too will move from stage to stage. Childhood, youth, old age, and then beyond that. You can't skip them, you can't pause them, they're unstoppable. So the really crucial idea here is that all this change we experience, getting older, life moving on, it's not just chaos. It's not a bunch of random stuff happening. No. According to the text, it is a deliberate, designed process. It's all moving you from one state to the next, all leading towards that one final inevitable meeting. Okay, so this brings us to the climax of the whole journey. At that final meeting, all of that relentless laboring we talked about, it all culminates in a moment of accounting. The path your life took leads to one of two very different endings. And the outcome is symbolized by something really powerful, how you're given the book that contains all your life's deeds. If you get it in your right hand, that signifies faith, sincerity, and it leads to what's called an easy account, basically a judgment where mercy is the dominant theme. But receiving it from behind your back, that symbolizes a life of denial, of turning away from this reality. And that results in a much harsher reckoning. What's really fascinating is that the text also digs into the mindset of the person who ends up in ruin. It says they lived among their people joyfully, and here's the key part, thinking they would never return. See, it's not just simple disbelief, it's this kind of arrogant comfort, a happiness completely disconnected from any sense of accountability. They felt safe, but the chapter's warning is pretty stark. Feeling safe doesn't mean you are safe. And this really gets to the core logic of the entire chapter. The final outcome isn't some random lottery. It's the direct, natural result of the life you chose to live. To put it another way, the hands that receive your record in the next life are literally shaped by the hands that acted in this one. So after laying all of this out, the obedient universe, our unstoppable journey, the two possible endings, the chapter doesn't just end with a final judgment or condemnation. Instead, it does something else. It turns to the listener, to you, and asks a very, very direct question. This is the question it leaves us with. So what is with them that they do not believe? And think about what that question implies. It's not really a question about ignorance or not having enough information. After showing the signs in the cosmos and the signs in our own lives, the text frames the problem as a stubborn refusal, an intentional choice to reject it all, even with the evidence right there in front of you. And that leaves us right here. The text makes it crystal clear this journey isn't optional. You're already on it. Every breath you take, every bit of effort you make, every choice, it's all part of that relentless laboring toward a final destination. So the only real question left for us is a deeply personal one. Since that meeting is absolutely inevitable, what kind of meeting are you preparing for?